Here's a tutorial on how I did this rose pattern in one of my pages. You'll need 3 shades of pink and 1 shade of green. I have more than that because I'm doing multiple shades of pink roses. I started with this cream color for my base and I colored the entire blanket in this base color. Now I'm going in with my lightest shade of pink and I'm making these circle-like shapes that are kind of lopsided with like little bump outs. As long as they're not perfect circles, then you're good. If you're doing 2 different shades of pink roses like me, then take your second lightest color and do the same thing that you did for the first step. Now I'm taking the same color that I just used and I'm adding little semicircles, squiggly lines, little U shapes to the roses to add a little bit more shape to them. For this step, make sure that none of the roses look the same. You want to have them look as different as possible because it makes them look better in the end. Now I'm taking my second darkest color and I'm doing the same thing I just did on the lighter roses but on the darker roses. If you only have 1 shade of roses, then just skip this step. Now I'm taking the same color that I just used and I'm working on the lightest rose. This will be the last and darkest color that I use on the lightest roses, and I'm doing the same kinds of shapes that I did for the last step, except I'm having them go more outside of the circle that we did in the beginning to give the roses more shape. Now with my darkest shade of pink, I'm doing the same step that I just did, except I'm doing it on my darker roses. This is how the roses are looking right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring them to life with some leaves. I'm using my lightest shade of green for my light roses and my darker shade of green for my darker roses, and for this I am just putting my marker in different angles and making little short lines with the green. For some roses I'm doing 2 leaves, for some I'm doing 3, others I'm doing 4, but I'm really just looking at if there's space for the amount that I want. And after, I'm going back in and trying to find open space so that I can add these little heart-shaped leaves. And now I'm doing the same thing I just did but with my darker shade of green. Now I'm taking my white gel pen and I'm adding the same squiggly U shapes that I added with the markers, and I'm doing this on all of the roses to add a little bit more detail. And now we're done. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and make sure to like and follow for more.